In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a simple and easy fishing rod. I'm going to show you how to make a simple and easy fishing rod. I'm going to show you how to make a simple fishing rod. I'm going to show you how to make a simple fishing rod. Today, fewer than 1,300 Hadzabe remain, a stark contrast to the estimated 10,000 who thrived in the region at the turn of the 20th century. The Hadzabe make simple dome-shaped huts from grass and twigs, designed to be moved as they roam with the seasons. Women forage for tubers and berries, a tradition passed down through generations since their culture began, and men hunt with hand-carved bows and arrows. It's strange to hear their language delivered in a clattering sound, one of the rarest languages in the world, thought to predate most modern dialects. However, the Hadzabe's ancestral lands have been shrinking since the 1960s, as encroaching Sukuma farmers clear forests for crops, and Daduga cattle herders graze on their feeding ground. What does it take to survive like the Hadzabe for over 40,000 years? For this remarkable tribe, hunting is not just a way to make a living, but an important thread in their culture. The men of the tribe spend days meticulously crafting their bows and arrows. The bows are made from the elastic wood of wild olive trees, while the arrows have held the bows together with hand-carved shafts with tips made from animal bones or scrap metal. Feathers from pheasants or other local birds are carefully tied to the arrowheads to provide stability when flying 20 to 30 yards. The process is not solitary, as elders guide younger hunters, passing on knowledge through these shared activities. Within 3 or 4 days, tools take shape that represent the skills and traditions of many generations. The group quickly tied its 4 legs tightly with sturdy ropes to prevent any struggle. A few men swiftly searched for solid wooden branches nearby. Pairs of men lifted the stretcher, carrying the heavy boar along narrow, uneven trails through dense underbrush and rustling leaves. Their breaths synchronized with the steady thud of their footsteps on the forest floor. Eventually, they emerged at a sunny clear near the forest's edge. The group quickly tied its 4 legs tightly with sturdy ropes to prevent any struggle. A few men lifted the stretcher, carrying the heavy boar along narrow, uneven trails through dense underbrush and rustling leaves. Their breaths synchronized with the steady thud of their footsteps on the forest floor. Eventually, they emerged at a sunny clear near the forest's edge. In a smoke yosatioji, yoho, tan yohot, ho, instead, relying on their deep understanding of the rhythms of nature to guide them. After a successful hunt, such as a 145-pound wild boar, the spoils are brought back to the village and divided. Hunters skillfully cut branches to skewer the meat into pieces to roast, filling the air with the scent of smoke. These meals, lasting 2 to 3 days, unite the tribe in celebration and cultural expression. A large feast shared with elders, women, and children is a constant in this tribe. The meal is rich in tradition, strengthening community ties and preserving their cultural way of life. The Hadzabe way of life, rooted in survival and solidarity, has existed for centuries. But how long it will last is uncertain as modern influences expand. As visitors witness this vibrant culture firsthand, they are invited to reflect on the beauty of a way of life that values connection to the land. The Hadzabe way of life, rooted in survival and solidarity, has existed for centuries. But how long it will last is uncertain as modern influences expand. With a rapid reproduction rate of 2 to 3 litters per year, they pose a severe disaster to Australian cities. To deal with this upheaval, authorities have implemented various measures, such as capturing and driving them out of the city using nets and snares. However, these efforts have not yielded the desired result. The police force has been trying to drive the wild boars away for the past 6 months, but there is no indication that their numbers will decrease. The invasive behavior of the wild boars continues as they repeatedly return to the city, causing destruction and posing a danger to residents. Therefore, a more long-term solution is needed for this issue. In Australia, hunters are on a government-mandated mission to cull the wild boar population to stop the devastating damage they cause. In 4 months, their numbers have been reduced from 2 million to 1.2 million, them going 2 million thanks to extreme measures. However, not everyone can participate in this activity because of strict government management. To become an official hunter in Australia, people must undergo a rigorous training process. The government requires at least one person per family to participate in the hunting season, and before starting, they must complete an intensive training course. Once completed, the hunter will be licensed to use a gun and can hunt specific animals on the license. Each year, about 5,000 people participate in this activity. They are supported with a subsidy for training and equipment, along with additional services, such as equipment maintenance and support from experts. During wild boar hunting operations in Australia, helicopter pilots fly at an altitude of about 500 yards to assist hunters in aiming more accurate. Traveling by helicopter helps shorten search time, while the helicopter's rotor blades help detect wild boars in large tree canopies. On average, each hunting trip usually has 4 to 6 participants. Hunting in a team not only helps hunters coordinate more effectively in searching for and knocking down wild boars, but also helps share costs such as fuel and equipment maintenance. The collection and disposal of wild boar carcasses after each hunt is a legal responsibility and is essential to protect human habitats. This is done to remove wild boar carcasses from the natural environment, preventing natural decomposition of the carcasses, which could attract predators and cause disease problems. Therefore, post-hunt carcass collection, especially in helicopter hunting operations, must be taken seriously to ensure the safety and health of Australians. Besides, the use of large cage traps in wild boar hunting in Australia has brought many positive results in controlling feral populations. These traps work by quickly collapsing when the animal enters, effectively capturing wild boars without the need for violent measures. However, the use of cage traps also raises ethical concerns. According to reports, the use of cage traps has reduced the number of wild boars in some areas of Australia to around 400,000. Trapping areas are mainly concentrated in New South Wales and Queensland, where wild boar populations account for 45% of the country. The use of cage traps has proven to be effective not only in controlling wild boars, but also in saving costs compared to using helicopters for hunting. According to reports from the Australian Department of Agriculture, the cost of each hour of hunting by helicopter can be up to $1,500, while using cage traps only costs $550 to buy and maintain the traps for a year. What do you think about this method? Each of us needs to take action now, from raising awareness, advocating for reasonable control policies, to participating in environmental protection activities.